Well, from the start, you were never what they thought you were. Your quietness was mistaken for weakness, your patience for passivity, your observation for ignorance. While others performed, you studied, mapping patterns, reading frequencies, and collecting data on human nature. The people who doubted, betrayed, or left only proved their own limitations while highlighting the rare, unbreakable core within you. You stopped explaining, stopped seeking approval, stopped trying to be understood, and in that death of your old self, a new version of you emerged. One that generates its own gravity, its own reality, its own weather. Your presence now carries weight. Others can't fake, doors open differently, conversations bend to your energy, and people respond to you in ways that reveal their discomfort, fascination, or envy. You move like a ghost through a world that once defined you, strategic and unreadable, silent yet decisive, unseen but untouchable. Life is now chess, not checkers, and you are no longer a piece but the player, calculating 3 moves ahead, predicting hidden agendas, leveraging clarity to manipulate outcomes subtly, invisibly, powerfully. Everything that once broke you, every dark night, every underestimated moment, every betrayal, was building you, encoding your rise, shaping a version of yourself that cannot be ignored, challenged, or replicated. Your expansion is inevitable, unstoppable, and those who once judged you now watch in awe, unable to understand, unable to follow, unable to compete. You were never weak. You were gathering data. You were never lost. You were being refined. Every challenge you faced was never random. It was a filter designed to shape you. Every betrayal revealed who could not rise to your level. Every door that closed cleared space for what truly belonged in your life. Moments of being alone were not punishments but shields, keeping distractions, negativity, and energy drainers away while you built your strength. The people who doubted you, who turned when your light grew, were never meant to stay. They simply could not match your evolution. Every setback showed you who was real and who was not, who could handle your energy and who could not. Your presence alone exposed insecurities, forced others to confront their limitations, and made clear that you operate on a frequency many cannot reach. The world tried to measure you by its own standards, but you kept rising quietly, letting experience sculpt your character. Surviving every trial without losing yourself showed that your strength comes from within, unshakable and constant. You are not shaped by who left or betrayed you, but by the lessons those moments offered, by the clarity and power they unlocked inside you. What seemed like rejection was protection. Some people who once ignored you are paying attention now, even if they pretend they are not. They notice the change in your tone, your focus, your movement, and it unsettles them. The same voices that once spoke loudly against you have grown quiet, because your progress is speaking in a language they cannot argue with. Others suddenly try to reappear, acting friendly, asking casual questions, bringing up old memories. But beneath the surface, they are studying you. They want to know what changed, how you changed, and how far you are willing to go. They struggle with the idea that they were wrong about you, and that struggle creates tension inside them. Instead of admitting it, they mask it with shallow praise, awkward smiles, and forced curiosity. This attention is not respect, and it is not support. It is awareness. They feel the balance shifting, and they know the version of you they once judged no longer exists. Your presence now challenges the story they told themselves about who you were. It disrupts the order they were comfortable with. Without confrontation, without announcements, without noise, you have changed the game. And now, those who once looked down on you are quietly trying to understand how you rose while they stood still. You reached a point where explaining yourself became unnecessary, and approval from others lost its value. Reactions that once pulled at your emotions no longer control you. Instead, you watch, observe, and measure without interference. People and situations that used to matter now feel distant, their importance diminished because you see the truth behind appearances. This is not numbness, but control. You still feel deeply, but your energy is no longer scattered on what does not deserve it. Your awareness sharpened. You notice manipulation before it unfolds, recognize hidden patterns instantly, and sense intentions without words being spoken. The presence of energy drainers becomes obvious immediately, allowing you to steer clear without conflict. You learn to prioritize your focus and protect your space, understanding that not everyone deserves access to your mind or your time. This awakening is a quiet revolution within. The old version of you, desperate for validation and recognition, has dissolved. In its place stands someone self-sufficient, someone whose influence is generated internally, whose presence commands attention naturally, and whose reality is built by design rather than expectation. This transformation is not loud or performative, but its effects are undeniable, and those around you instinctively feel the difference. Something about you has changed at a fundamental level. The way you walk into a room feels different. The way you speak carries weight. The way you move shows certainty without needing to announce it. People sense this shift even if they cannot explain it. Some become uneasy around you, unsure of where they stand. Others suddenly become extra friendly, trying to position themselves closer to your energy. A few choose distance because your presence reflects what they have not become. Without effort, you command attention. When you speak, people pause. When you stay quiet, people notice. When you leave, the atmosphere changes. This influence does not come from acting confident or trying to impress. It comes from alignment. Who you are inside now matches what you project outside. There is no conflict between your thoughts, your values, and your actions. You no longer bargain for respect or justify your decisions. Your standards are clear, and you do not lower them for comfort. Your boundaries are solid, not open for negotiation. Your time is protected, not handed out freely. You choose where your energy goes, and you choose it carefully. This version of you cannot return to the past. You cannot pretend to be smaller. You cannot accept less than you deserve. You cannot tolerate disrespect, half-effort, or empty words. The power shift has already happened. It is permanent. And from this point forward, everything you touch carries the imprint of who you have become. You no longer move the way you used to. You choose silence over explanation. You choose presence only where it matters. You choose distance when distance protects your growth. Your plans stay private. Your progress stays quiet. Your wins stay yours. Not because you fear being seen, but because you understand the strength of operating without noise. You learn that secrecy preserves focus and mystery protects momentum. People can no longer read you. They cannot guess your next step. They cannot tell what you feel or what you are working toward. This is by design. You are not hiding. You are refining. Your sense of worth no longer depends on applause, approval, or attention. Validation comes from within, strengthened by the results you witness in your own life. You are focused on building, not broadcasting, executing, not announcing, progressing, not proving. You stop giving access to those who do not respect your process. You stop sharing struggles with those who cannot help. You stopped explaining choices to those who never understood you. Your energy is now guarded. Your focus is disciplined. Your movements are intentional. You exist in your world with calm control. People may see glimpses of your presence, but they never see the full picture. You are there, yet unreachable, visible, yet untouchable, familiar, yet impossible to fully know. You move through life with quiet precision, shaping outcomes without drawing attention. The world that once defined you no longer has that power. You define yourself now. You have stepped into a new level of control. No longer reacting, you now anticipate. No longer following, you now direct. Every interaction is understood before it begins. You see motives, agendas, and hidden intentions clearly, and you adjust without hesitation. Life has become a game of strategy, and you are the player who plans several moves ahead. Every choice is deliberate, every conversation weighed, every relationship measured for its impact on your growth. You speak less, but every word carries weight. Questions guide the flow, revealing truths without exposing your own position. Silence is no longer emptiness. It is a tool, a way to unsettle, to draw out hidden motives, to make others reveal themselves. Decisions are made with logic and foresight, guided by what benefits your long-term path rather than momentary comfort or emotion. You operate from clarity, seeing opportunities that others overlook, positioning yourself where advantage is greatest while others remain unaware. Your understanding of dynamics allows you to influence without being noticed, to shape outcomes without appearing to act. You are no longer just part of the story. You are crafting it. You moved through people and situations with precision, turning observation into leverage and knowledge into power. What once controlled you now bends to your insight. Every step, every pause, every choice is intentional. Your mind navigates complexity effortlessly, and your presence alters the environment quietly but decisively. You have become the strategist, the orchestrator, and the force shaping the world around you. Everything you endured was setting the stage for what was coming. Every doubt cast on you, every person who dismissed you, every dark moment you survived quietly was preparing the ground for your rise. Your growth may seem sudden to the outside world, but it has been years in the making, built in silence, patience, and discipline. You rewrote the way you operate, upgraded how you think, and aligned with a frequency that most people cannot reach or even perceive. Your expansion is now natural, unstoppable, and inevitable. It does not depend on luck or outside support. The roles have reversed. You no longer ask for permission or approval, and you no longer seek access to places that once rejected you. Instead, you create your own space, your own opportunities, and your own influence, building empires that others can only aspire to enter. You were never weak. You were gathering insight. You were never lost. You were being honed. You were never ordinary. You were preparing for a power they will spend lifetimes trying to comprehend. Every step, every struggle, every quiet moment led to this moment, and now your presence alone declares that the comeback was always part of the plan.